everybody, welcome back to the show. This is the Mental Breakdown. I'm your host, Joey Velez, and today we're going to be talking about leadership. Now, I think oftentimes when people hear the word leader, their mind immediately goes to, the team captain, the coach, or the best player on the team. But leadership is more than just a title. It's about influence. It's about impacting someone in a positive way through your actions, through how you communicate, and also being consistent. One of my favorite quotes is people are always watching. Whether you're the first one in the gym, the one encouraging teammates after mistakes, or the individual who stays composed when everybody else is frustrated. Uh, you're the one who's setting the standard. Leadership is contagious, but also so is a lack of it. Now, when it comes to leadership, there are generally two types that you'll see in sport, formal and informal. Formal leaders are those captains, those coaches, those veterans who have been given some kind of authority. Informal leaders are those who earn the respect of others through their behaviors. Now, some of the strongest leaders in the world never wore that, that captain logo on their chest. They just showed up every day, worked hard, treated people well, and made everybody around them better. So that begs the question, like, what actually makes a good leader? So, first, great leaders are people who lead by example. They don't ask teammates to do something they're not unwilling to do themselves. They embrace the difficult workouts. They stay disciplined with their recovery and they maintain high standards even when nobody's watching. Second is they communicate effectively. Leadership isn't about giving speeches before games. It can be, but most leadership happens in just everyday conversations. Great leaders know when to encourage someone, know when to challenge someone, and know when just to simply listen. Right? Communication is what builds trust, and trust builds strong teams. Another thing strong leaders do is they remain consistent in terms of like their emotion regulation. Right? That doesn't mean that they're emotionless. It means they don't let one bad play or one bad day completely change how they interact with others. Right? Teams perform best when they have leaders who provide stability in the toughest of times. Now, this is where something like sports psychology becomes important, right? So like emotion regulation, confidence, resilience, self-awareness, those are all leadership skills. People often think that leadership is something that you're born with, but like any skill, leadership is something that can be developed. So one concept that I think about in terms of leadership is controlling the controllables, right? Great leaders focus their energy on effort, on attitude, preparation, and how they respond. They don't waste time blaming officials, complaining about the weather, pointing the finger at other people. Instead, they ask themselves the question, what can we do better next time? Another important characteristic is servant leadership, right? This is a type of leadership that asks the question, how can I help my teammates succeed? Sometimes that means celebrating someone else's success. Sometimes it means holding someone accountable because you care about their growth. The best leaders aren't interested in being the center of attention. They're interested in helping the entire team improve. Right? So if you're wondering how to become a better leader starting today, here are three simple habits. Right? So one, be consistent. Right? Your teammates should know exactly what they're getting from you each and every day. Another one is encourage more than you criticize. Right? Criticizing, is can be helpful how you phrase it for sure, but people do perform better when they feel supported and valued. Lastly, own your mistakes. Accountability is one of the fastest ways to build credibility. When leaders admit their mistakes instead of making excuses, others are now more likely to do the same. So remember that leadership isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. Some of the best leaders are quiet. There's simply earned trust through preparation, through integrity, and through consistency. So whether you're a high school athlete, a college athlete, a professional, somebody coaching, or you're even in the business world, you have the opportunity to influence the people around you each and every day. So one challenge for you this week is don't ask yourself, am I a leader? Instead, ask yourself, what kind of influence am I having on the people around me? Because at the end of the day, leadership isn't measured by a position you hold, it's measured by the positive impact that you leave on other people. And that's what I have for you all today. I appreciate y'all stopping by and listening. Don't forget to download, rate, like, review the podcast, share with your friends. Do what you got to do. It's good to hear. Or good, I didn't hear from you guys. I'm recording the podcast. Thank you all for listening. We'll do it again soon. Don't forget, today's a great day to make an impact on someone's life. All right, y'all. Have a good one.